right. Howdy, folks. Welcome back. Getting a few adjustments here. Okay. Let's scroll up real quick. Here's today's date, November 2nd, 2023. And here's our loop plane. Let's brighten it up a little bit there. And let that play for a minute while a few people get here. And get filed in here as I get settled in here too. Okay. So one more time, just to show you again, November 2nd, 2023. Here's our loop going. You can see we've had big CME over here. This one first, up here, with our object in it. Another big one over here on the side. And then there's this little sneaky one down here. So I'll let you watch that for a second there. Let it play a few times, and then we'll go through this frame by frame. Yeah, there's one faint one right in that bottom area right there. Hello, everybody in the chat. Welcome. Thank you for stopping by here. Let's see. Let's catch the very beginning of this. Hope everybody's doing good tonight. Let's back up to our opening frame. Here we are, opening frame 024. Okay, and then we have this little spurt coming out the side already. Then here's our big one starting to come from behind the occulter here as it erupts. And right about, is it this one? Yeah, right about here. I'll zoom in. Make out our object right here. This is like a shadow image. This is like the ghost image from the frame before. This was back here the frame before. So this is like the shadow image of whatever's going on right there. I'll let you be the judge of that. That looks kind of triangular in shape with a black circle in the middle, but kind of hard to tell. I'm going to zoom in just a tad bit more on that one. Interesting. Alright, let's pull back a little bit so we can use the instrument again. You can see over on this side how this object has gathered a bunch of plasma and has pulled it pretty far away from the sun, and it's still glowing out here. Oops. Right there. Okay, and then as that object moves on out of frame, we have this event starting down here on the left. And look on both sides too, because there's a bunch of plasma being pulled way far out here with this one too as well. And then something else I want to point out. Where are we here? Let's back up a few frames to, where is it? This one? Let's go one more. Bear with me for a second here. I want to point something out to you guys here. Okay. Here you can see is our dark round object. It is actually taking this light from the sun and bent it, and it has it streaming and going down this way. All right, this object is bending this light. It's bending this plasma and pointing it down. Let's go another frame. I'm going to leave and tint this out just a tad bit. because it's a little bright there with that plasma down below it. But now you can kind of see a little bit better. Here's our round object right in here, about 3/4 of it being exposed, and it's taken this light, this plasma, and bent it and made it go down. This should be going out this direction, not taking a 90-degree turn and pointing down. And then I want to try to be able to get it halfway zoomed in and still be able to use the instrument here. Oh, come on now. You can see in these last few frames here, see how this light continues to stay bent and out in front of it, wrapped around in front of it? Okay, then we got to back up to see this again. Let me slide it over to this side. It appears that there is a bigger object accompanying this, and here is the back side of it right here. Let me get the right frame for this. Come on now. You know what, I'm too zoomed in to try to do that, so let's zoom back out. I'm sorry, I was looking for a specific frame that really defines this other object here, so let's just kind of keep going. All right, here we go. It was a little further ahead than back. Okay, you can see this very defined arc, this black line right here. I believe this is the backside of a bigger object. This is the other object, the moon, that's circling or accompanying this bigger spheroid object that's kind of got this ghostly image in the back here. Let me try a few more frames here. There's one that, I think it's that one, but there might be one more that captures it just a little bit better. Yeah, it's right there. Okay. In and out, zooming in and out. Sorry about all that. And then we'll even pull it over. Okay, so this black line, it seems to be the backside of another object, and you can see this other secondary moon right here and another one down here. Okay, so when I put this back into motion, it even appears to have, whoops, another one right here. So there's one right here, one right here, one right here with a bigger object right here, the back side of it. And you can see that this plasma is trailing off the back side of this bigger one. So let's pull back a little bit and get back to the instrument here. Okay, let's back it up just a tad bit. Now you can see with that bigger object back there, that's why this light is bending over the front of that object as well. The bigger one. Alright, and then after that event, I think we had this one down below here that's really kind of stealthy and creepy, creeping out really slowly. Let me back up just a few frames. I think that's probably good right there. All right, let me zoom in on this one for you guys real quick. You make out this round object right here in front with this bow shock right here. And it appears that there's another one back out here coming out. Okay, so these ones are sneaking out really slow and really, they're not as really explosive as the other ones, but they're there and they're sneaking out. And these ones are coming out kind of down below the sun. This area right here is the ones that have a tendency to travel in our direction. Anything that comes out down below here gets really close to the earth. Okay, so let's keep going. Next. There's another little blast off of this side, and that was it. So I'm going to put this back into motion, zoom in just a tad bit more for you guys, and then let that play for a minute. Okay, you can see the one that was up in there. You see this activity going on over here as well. Alright, so there's today's activity on the sun. Oh, before we leave this instrument, let's go back 3 days to find out what to expect for tomorrow. Tomorrow being the 3rd, that would make it the 31st. So whatever came off the sun on this day, Halloween, oh yeah, this event. Remember we were just covering this one the other day? Come on, finish loading up. With the partial halo, and then we had the beginning of another event right here. So this object right here, and then the beginning of another event over here at the very tail end of the 31st. So we do have some energy that we're expecting tomorrow. So let's come over to this instrument now. Okay, here we go. Got the GOES X-ray flux here's today right there, and you can see here's our main little blast for the day. Was more than just an M class. It was, we'll see, oh, they don't report what size it was. Alright, so we had a little M class flare today right here. Maybe I'll zoom in further for you guys because it doesn't look like it zoomed in enough for you guys. Oh, come on now. There we go. Alright, so here's today, and you can see we pumped out boom, 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 all that activity that we just looked at. And now here's already going into tomorrow a little bit, because this is UTC time, not our time. So there's activity for today. You can see we're having another absorption event. We'll even kind of take a peek at this one here. I need to zoom out though to see it. Okay, so there's where the absorption's hitting right now, the Indian Ocean. So pretty much uninhabitable area except for a little bit of Australia and Madagascar, maybe the Indian area, but it's blue, hasn't gone green or anything like that yet. So we are having some absorption. All right, and we still got this sunspot 3474 that's beta gamma. Thank gosh it hasn't gone beta gamma delta yet. So here's our auroras. You can see that not too bad right now. Pretty average. You know, nothing too serious going on the auroras right now. Let's come over here to the tracker real quick, because we saw yesterday we had a CME coming off to the south, and now we have another one. So back-to-back CMEs heading this direction, all right? And you see this little break off right here? It's still kind of spreading this way. So I don't think it's going to clip us too much. It looks like it's just going to cross our IMF line just a little bit. But I don't think we'll have too much absorption from this event, at least. We don't need any of these CMEs on the chin right now because we got our Schumann resonance is starting to squeal again here. Make sure we get this one zoomed in as much. Okay. So we'll scooch the computer out. Push camera in. Alright. Here's our 7.83 hertz going across today. We had started off with just a little bit of screeching, but a little weakness after that. But then it came back to life again, and we just had another small little screeching event right there, and we're coming out the backside a little weak, but not too bad. It's still there, so that's our Schumann still pumping along. We're doing good. Hey, Bingus! No way! I haven't seen Bingus in a long time. Welcome back, buddy. Yeah, I'm still here doing my thing. I've been doing this for a while now. Alright, let's adjust. So yeah, not too much to report here. Just another screeching event, nothing too big. So push back that and get all set for the next instrument. Our earthquake report. Ooh, whoa, whoa, whoa. This is brand new. Let's check it out. 5.1 in Greece. Come here, you. All right, so right here is our 5.1 at a depth of 9. So that's a pretty shallow quake right here in Greece. All right, that's just since I went live. All right, and that's going to come into play in tonight's report towards the end here. So let's start off at the beginning over here. Okay, yesterday we had that mid-4 deep quake that put 5 energy into the system. Here's today's new deep quake. It's another 4.7 at a depth of 540. Let me push this out a little bit so you guys can see this. All right, so here we go. Our deep quake today was a 4.7 at a depth of 540. Now going up into the chain here, this is energy. Wait. Let me timestamp this one. Yeah, this is residual from this quake already. We have a 4.5 going in there. And then over here, that one might be a residual quake from this one as well, because it's still within the time frame of 4.3 there. But this one and this one are after. Or no, this one's the day before. Okay, cool. Let me timestamp this one again. Yeah, 11:11. Yep, that's afterwards. This one was before it. Okay, so this one was a little bit of residual energy that was left over, some of that mid-range 4 to 5 energy that was creeping up through here. It dumped off another little 4.2 here south of Japan. Jumped over here. Remember I was saying yesterday it's going to, if it does get over this little hump, it'll be like 3 energy. We were looking at this little 3 or one right in here. Then it did make it over this hump and dropped off a 3.3 here at Ferndale. So I was talking yesterday that it might make it over this hump, dump off a 3 anywhere along here. And here's our 3.3 for today at a depth of 7.9. Let's go in a little bit more. We also have a 2.7 here. That's a mouse fart. Here's a 3.2 out in Utah. Let's see what's going on here. Well, we have this volcanic feature right here. We also have this one right here. So there's a little bit of motion going on in this volcanic field out here in Utah. Some of this pressure that's coming in through the San Andreas and stuff pushes a little further inland, and now it's pushing even more. Here down in New Mexico, we had a 3.1. Just some small stuff here in Texas, a 3.2 and a 3.3. So just that 3 energy that had made it over the hump here, spread out. It dumped one off here at the Juan de Fuca and spread out through here. Down here at our Cocos plate, we have a 4.9 at a depth of 143. Get this out of there. This appears also to be another. It's underneath this little mountain range right here, next to this lake. Something going on underneath this mountain right here. So it's dumped off 4.9. That's releasing energy down below. That's good. That's good. I'd rather see it releasing energy there and at that size than in a populated zone. Okay, so now we had this 5 energy that had, whoops, come on over here, that had skipped over all this yesterday, right? And was still naked in this area. And I was saying, look for a quake in this area, 5 range. And here's the mid 4.5 right here, mid 4. And then now today's big 5.1 right there. So that's that energy that's moved along through the system, finally releasing. Do you see the big naked area right here along the system? Okay, even down into here and stuff. So you know this energy's creeping on in. We're going to see mid-range 4s going in through here, going up, dumping off stuff at the focal points. We already have leftover here, and then it made its way to the north, or to the Atlantic Ridge with a 4.9. That's the 5 energy. Made it to the ridge and released there. So system's operating good. We got this 5.1 down here that's releasing energy as well. All right, so all this stuff, all these quakes help relieve pressure underneath. And then we also had some volcanic blasts that pretty big that have also relieved some of that pressure underneath too. So okay, let's move on here. Ooh, real quick, I see this one up here. This is on the Atlantic Ridge too, up here in Iceland. 4.6. This is by the volcano up here. This one's coming to life up here in Iceland. So what was that? At a depth of 10. So 4.6 up here on this fault line, just off of this, where these two, the Mid-Atlantic Ridge is. It's just off of that fault line. Okay, now on over to this one. Okay, let's change this real quick and look at the polar jet, or polar vortex. So this is our northern polar vortex. You can see here's America down here, right there. And it's in the shape of a big old V, like victory. Bing! But you can see what it's starting to take the circular shape now and get defined. It also has a subvortex over here. This is usually what happens. It'll build, the main vortex with the subvortex as this main one starts to build and become more dominant. Okay. Then down here at the southern hemisphere, this one has shrank now and is really getting smaller. And you can see, whoops, no, you can't when I'm doing that. What's going on here? Why can't I rotate this way? Because we're on the bottom of the planet. All right, you could see that this also has another vortex around it that's weakening this one. So this one has split now, and we have a split one at the North Pole, is our northern hemisphere. Sorry. Let me pull this back down here now. Now we're going to go to our upper jet stream. That's pretty similar. You can see the polar vortex is still part of this upper jet stream right here. And we got this feed that's coming in off the Pacific, bringing storm after storm after storm to the Pacific Northwest. So you people up in this area, get ready to get wet, because it's storm after storm. You're in the jet stream right now. Now look how both of these, the southern fetch and this northern fetch, come together, but it's right here as they come off the coast. So this intense mixture, this hot mess is going right into Spain. So the people of Spain and Europe are just going to start getting blasted. Most of the weather is going to be aiming right at them because our jet stream is just acting weird. This is transition time right now, so it does all these weird loops and dives and eddies and all kinds of different structures out of our jet stream right now. Let's see. Should we look at the fires? We always look at the fires. Let's move on. We don't need to look at those tonight. Okay, so here's our forecast with energy for tomorrow in store. So current, whoopsie, let's get this better. It does not look good. Alrighty. So current conditions, November 2nd. There's the morning of the 3rd. That's the noontime. Into convection. Then the nighttime of the 3rd, we have this storm coming in on the Pacific Northwest with intense thunderstorms off the coast. Watch out. This has the capacity to be more intense than what's predicted, right? And they're showing thunderstorms, severe thunderstorms off the coast. You guys could possibly have waterspouts come on shore. So watch out tomorrow along the coast of Oregon and up into Washington for this severe storm coming in, all right? This is the nighttime of the 3rd as it moves on shore. Then there's the morning of the 4th. So it kind of drives on up in here, up into British Columbia in the morning of the 4th. There's the noontime as it spreads across Idaho and into Montana. That's the end of convection on the 4th. The night of the 4th, morning of the 5th. The noontime, convection, nighttime, morning of the 6th. Convection. No, that's morning of the 6th, noontime right there. As this thing wraps up and goes into Canada again. Watch out up in here with this snow totals up here in Canada. We just saw Michigan get hit with lake effect snow again. So as this thing moves through, it has the capacity to do that again right there at the end of convection on the 6th. Also, this other storm is advanced into the Pacific Northwest as well. Now we're going into the nighttime of the 6th, the morning of the 7th, noon, convection, the nighttime, the morning of the 8th, the noon, convection, and then this. So watch this little storm here. It's skirting through, but these things have been acting a little weird lately. So just watch this closely. Even though if it doesn't look like much on this, still, it doesn't, you still need to be aware and stay alert to your local weather. This is the morning of the 9th, or no, the noon of the 9th, the end of convection, the night of the 9th, the morning of the 10th, as we have another storm approaching the Pacific Northwest in California here. There's the 10th, that's the noontime of the 10th. The end of convection. We got stuff boiling up down here in Texas that blossoms at nighttime into the 10th, even into the morning hours of the 11th. There's the noontime of the 11th. The end of convection. So this little region down here boiling up and acting up a little bit on the 11th. That's nighttime of the 11th, morning of the 12th, noon. We have this approaching the Southern California. That's the end of convection, nighttime of the 12th, morning of the 13th, noon, convection, nighttime, morning of the 14th, noon. So we got this stripe coming through here at the noontime of the 14th. Intensifying by convection right there through Texas, Oklahoma, up into Missouri. even blossoming even harder at night. So another nocturnal event here with Texas, Oklahoma, and Missouri in the crosshairs. Now this might all change as we get closer to that date, but this is what we got so far. This morning of the 15th. See how this low is connected to this now, and it's just become this one big long storm. Boom, boom, right there. So that's the morning of the 15th right there, with severe thunderstorms going up through here, up through Arkansas, Texas, the morning of the 15th. There's the noon of the 15th, and a convection the 15th, nighttime nighttime. There's the morning of the 16th, noon, convection, nighttime, 17th. Now, most of this from here on out is very unpredictable, so that was pretty much end of it, with this moving in on the 18th here in the Pacific Northwest again. So we just hit the little loop and let that play for a second and start getting ready for tonight's spiritual report. Yeah. Okay. Right here. Let me get rid of some of these instruments so this stuff plays just a little bit better. Okay, here's tonight's thumbnail. We're going to play this just real quick. Come on. Alright. And the sound is important too, so we're going to put some sound to it as well. Yep, alright. Alright, let me back up here real quick to right about there. Alright. Alright, I'll freeze frame it there. Maybe we can get a little bit closer. Where is it where he zooms in on it a little bit better? You hear him calling Allahu Akbar? Except they're not excited about it. They're sounding a little scared. Where's the spot where he zooms in really well? Alright, let's try to pull this forward for you guys so you can see a little bit better here. Alrighty. It's a formation of 9 jets with 3 B-52s right here out front. Here's some B-2 bombers, some more B-2 bombers or B-21 Raiders maybe, and some B-1 bombers on the end. So 9 jets like that making a pass in the sky in formation like that, making that big sword shape structure in the sky. Also is the sonic boom that comes along with it. Now this is here, let me push back here a little bit. This is titled "A Massive Show of Force Captured Today Somewhere in the Middle East." So we're sending a message to somebody with a massive show of force. One more time for you guys here. At one point he says, "I think we're about to die." Yeah, right there. He's not the best videographer, but now something else that tells me we're over there to mean business. This is when they do something like this, it's to send a message, right? It's to send a show of force in the sky, right? So keep that in mind. I think you're all aware we were possibly going to war here, but that's not the theme of this. I want you to relate that to this show of force in the sky. Now, you heard those guys calling Allahu Akbar, but they weren't screaming in excitement. There was panic in that voice. I could hear it. I know, I can tell. I can hear him. He says, I think we're about to die. Because he saw 9 planes like that. When he saw through the camera and saw that they were B-2 bombers, stealth bombers, and B-25 or B-52s. Yeah. So that put the fear of God into them. But that makes them want to fight, right? They see these are fighting words right here, right? When you see this, that means, oh, we're going to duke it out. What if they saw this in their skies instead? You think they'd be calling Allahu Akbar? Maybe they have to change their mind and start thinking, oh, Jesus Christ, maybe, not Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar means God is great, right? Well, he is, you're right, but they just got the wrong person, not Allah, it's Jesus. So think of this for a minute. Instead of flying a bunch of jets over there to scare them that we're going to kill them, what would happen if something like this showed up over the Holy Land, over the battlefield? I bet it'd make a lot of people start second guessing what they're doing when they're shooting at each other and killing each other, huh? This is coming. I'm telling you guys, this is coming. So is this. Okay, you know what's going on here. They're taking us to the to Armageddon here. And there's a little sign of it. Just kind of wanted to show you that because I don't know if it's been on the news or not lately. I haven't watched TV in a while, but it's important that you guys know that our troops are over there. This show of force means we mean business over there, so watch out, everybody. Just be prepared, okay? Now, we're going to go back to this image because I like to look at that one better. Hopefully we got a tint pretty good right there for you guys. Happened on Easter. Turned into a lion. Here, let's play this part where it turns into a lion real quick.
You can see that this.
Well, I find something to read for us.
Now we're seeing a more round, like lion type face with the nose right here. Here's an eye coming out here, an eye going that way. Here's its mouth slit, the chin going down here. So this round face right here with a crown still above it. Now I'm going to go through and show you the flip book where it changes from Jesus to this lion face. Okay, now we're here at this image right here. This is a flip book of about maybe 15 or 20 of those pictures, and it's the transition between Jesus' face and the lion face. Now this happened in the clouds, and it was so big and in your face you couldn't see it. It wasn't until I took these images and zoomed out and compressed them. You didn't zoom in. They're too big in your face. You have to zoom out to see these. And these images that you're looking at have all been compressed, each frame, and then put into a flip book. And you can clearly see Jesus' face here with his crown hovering over his head, turning into that weird little lion face or whatever right there. Okay? And this happened back around Easter of 2020. So with Christmas right around the corner, I think, I just wanted to bring some hope to you folks and show you that, it's really real. It's really happening. And, you guys can look up into the clouds and take pictures just...
Alright. a freeze frame right there for you. I'll turn on a little bit of light to read by here. Okay, so there is a show of force in the sky, and it's in more than one way. Okay, we're doing ours, and the Lord is doing his too. It's too bad nobody looks up anymore, because they would be surprised at what's going on up in their skies. They just pay attention, but everybody's into their cell phones. You can see the face right there really good. Really well, I should say. Alright, but I'm trying to get the face and the crown kind of even so you can get to see both at the same time. Right about there. Okay. Okay, when you are feeling down or depressed, the best remedy is to remember me. Think about who I am, your Lord and your God, your Savior and your Shepherd, the friend who will never leave you. I am fully aware of your every circumstance, as well as your thoughts and your feelings. Everything about you is important to me because you are so precious to me. Remember the many ways I have taken care of you and helped you in the past. Thank me for each one that comes to mind and relax in my loving presence. Tell me about the things that are weighing you down. Though I know all about them, your voicing them to me provides relief from the heavy load you've been carrying. In the light of my presence, you will see things more clearly. Together, you and I can sort out what is important and what is not. Moreover, as you linger with me, my face shines upon you, blessing, encouraging, and comforting you. I assure you that you will again praise me for the help of my presence. And I had another one. Where did it go? Dang it. Where'd it go? Oh. To infuse more joy into your day, seek to increase your awareness that I am with you. An easy way to do this is to say thank you, Jesus, for your presence. This is such a short, simple prayer that you can pray it frequently. It beautifully connects you to me, expressing your gratitude. You don't have to feel my nearness in order to pray this way. However, the more you thank me for my presence, the more real I become to you. You align yourself, mind, heart, and spirit with the reality that in me you live and move and have your being. You also increase your awareness by looking for signs of my unseen presence around you. The beauties of nature and the pleasures of loved ones are reminders pointing you to me. You can also find me in my word, for I am the living word. Ask my spirit to illuminate scripture to you, shining his light into your heart, helping you see the glory of my presence. Okay, so that's it for tonight. Tonight's massive display of power. Okay, so I love you all. God bless you all. I miss you all. Until my next video, I'll be back. I'm already back, can't you tell?